Hey guys, Sethley here back with another Apex Legends video. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. In this video we have a couple different things to go over, and based on the title I'm sure you guys are excited to hear about some of these topics we're going to be covering. But if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, it's the best way to support me. With that out of the way, let's jump right into it, starting off with a pretty small piece of news, but I figured some of you guys might not know about it. So earlier today Apex tweeted out about the new LTM we're getting for the September Soiree, and it's already out right now. Unfortunately, the LTM we got was the one we originally had before the game-breaking glitch that caused a delay. Dummy's big day. So if you guys weren't able to get much time in that mode at first, you can now. And we will have it until the 29th, so a full week. But on to the next thing. Another small release we had a couple days ago, or actually it was just a day ago, was a new Twitch Prime skin. It's called the Will of the Allfather Bloodhound skin. I'll show it on screen right now for you guys. It's pretty basic, but definitely not bad for a free legend skin. So if you have Twitch Prime, make sure to go claim that skin before the 20th of October, which is when the skin will no longer be available. The last bit of info I wanted to cover before getting into the exciting stuff is something about the Apex Legends Global Series. So earlier today, EA and Respawn made an announcement regarding ALGS and a new addition. This is what they said in the post. Hi ALGS competitors, with the start of the autumn circuit on the horizon, we wanted to bring you some exciting news. Players from India have been eagerly waiting their opportunity to drop into the Apex Legends Global Series, and that time has come. So registrations are open for the first autumn circuit online tournaments today, and players from India can compete against regional powerhouses like EXO. So that is pretty exciting. Now, I'm not from India, so this doesn't really affect me, but I do think it is great news that Respawn and EA are catering to more regions, especially in the esports scene. I mean, you can never go wrong with more publicity about the competitive aspect of a game. I mean, as you guys know, typically with most popular games, the consistent fan base that stays with the game like CSGO for years can typically be attributed to the love of their esports scene. Now let's get into the stuff I know you guys have been waiting for, skill-based matchmaking, how it is being changed, how it works, and how crossplay will change its effectiveness. So I saw this thread on Twitter with some pro players and the Zilch, who is a principal coder at Respawn working on Apex, and I personally always find these conversations regarding skill-based in Apex very intriguing because I can see the positives and negatives of both sides of the argument. Now I'm pretty sure the topic that sparked so much discussion about skill-based in the gaming community was the release of the Call of Duty Cold War Alpha. I haven't gotten the chance to play it myself, but I have seen my brother and some YouTube buddies play it, and it looks like a great game, but I did notice skill-based and its obvious presence in the alpha almost immediately, and I don't want to go much more into that since we're here to talk about Apex. So in this Twitter thread, a TSM player replied saying, the issue that most skill-based systems have is instead of using a balancing system of individual skill, it tries to balance team skill, meaning pro players will be paired with bots while going against 3 stacking tryhards to level the playing field. And that is the comment that made Zilch, the Respawn dev, reply by saying, I can only speak for Apex/Titanfall, which do not implicitly do what you have described. Being a top 10 player is going to bias your perception, where 99.99% of players are bots. Chat will have completely different problems, but they are often conflated and create an echo chamber. And to be honest, I agree with that statement to an extent, but the conversation didn't end there. In another thread, somebody said, by the way, there's a theory going around that Apex doesn't actually use skill-based matchmaking, but a new algorithm patented by EA called EOMM, Engaged Optimized Matchmaking. Now, it's basically engineered in a way that compels you to keep playing, i.e. getting good teammates with easy lobby first game, and this is the first I have ever heard of that, but I wouldn't be surprised if it were true. However, Zilch replied saying matchmaking in nearly every game feature is engineered to compel players to keep playing. Apex and Titanfall matchmaking do not use EA patents. Once I read that, I definitely got happy since EA is known for, well, let's just say egregious tactics in their games, but Zilch continued on saying it's not EOMM. No one working on Apex matchmaking has read the patent. Titanfall matchmaking has some resemblance to true skill, but Apex does not. games optimize for engagement. It's a false equivalence to say that it means it implements EOMM or is nefariously designed. Now, I don't know much about this system called True Skill, so I can't really comment on that, but if you do know anything, make sure to leave it down below in the comment section with your thoughts. Lastly, someone replied with the main question I wanted to hear answered. He said, will there be further adjustments to Apex Legends? I think this is what the community really wants to know. Really, the fact that solo players are matched against pre-made teams consistently. Now, Zilch replied saying, yup, matchmaking is always evolving. We do try to separate parties of all sizes, but it's also a balance of queue times, skill, and population, assuming we've thrown out giving substandard latency. Now, we have heard something like this before, but I'm still glad he said that they are continuously working on and evolving the SBMM system in Apex. Finally, someone asked about skill-based and how crossplay will affect it. He said, can we expect crossplay to help with that by increasing population, or should we not get our hopes up that it will make a big change? Zilch replied by saying, yep, we can expect the population of parties to increase without platform bounds, and thus versus each other before other party sizes. If that helps queue times, there is also room to further adjust, pushing the factor parties waiting longer to only verse parties. Now, I'm going to be totally honest here. As far as I can tell, this means that once crossplay is released, there are going to be more 3 stacks, so thus a higher chance to queue against other 3 stacks due to no platform boundaries. And if that helps queue times, they might adjust it more. I'm still a bit confused on what exactly he means, so comment down below your thoughts on how crossplay might affect skill base in Apex. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button. It really does help me out a ton. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. It's the best way to support me. But it's been your boy Sethley, and I'm out. I almost forgot to mention, I saw Eric Hewitt, aka Ghost, the senior systems designer at Apex Legends and competitive gaming at EA. He retweeted a tweet for GLL Apex, and they said they're doing an Ask Us Anything on competitive Apex, the r/competitive Apex subreddit. So I thought you guys might want to know about that. I'll link that down below if you guys want to go ahead and ask some questions. And if you guys made it to the end of the video, make sure to comment down below your all-time favorite Apex Legends limited time mode. I'd have to say mine is probably solos or third person. I'd say third person honestly is probably my favorite, but make sure to let me know if you guys made it to the end of the video down in the comment section below. But it's been your boy Sethley, and I'm out again.